Hey everybody, this is Jen Keenan with the Four Squares Residential Group at Keller Williams Real Estate, coming to you with my Love the Way You Live video series. And this time around, I'm so excited to have with me my friend Ann Rudd from Charlotte, North Carolina. And today we're going to talk about all things Southern.
Sounds good to me.
Awesome. So, Ann, obviously, I say this about every one of these I do. We're friends, we're friends in real life.
Yes, we are.
And I've been to Charlotte, I've been to visit, and it was such a lovely place to be. And, I'd love for, my friends and family to kind of hear from the horse's mouth here about what is it like to live in Charlotte, and, what's the lifestyle like? Talk to us a little bit about that.
So Charlotte is a location wise is the perfect location in our state. So we are, and I start out with this because, topographically speaking, we're not quite in the center of the state, but we're not a mountainous town. We're not a beach town, but we're 2 hours from Asheville, which is one of the coolest, mountain towns in the United States. And we are 3 hours from Charleston, which is one of the coolest coastal towns in the United States. And my little favorite beach in southeastern North Carolina is 2 hours and 45 minutes.
Perfect.
So we can get to the coast or to the mountains really quickly. But we do not get the snow that the Asheville group gets, and we don't get the hurricanes quite as much as the Charleston folks get. So I love our location, and it's a beautiful, beautiful city, and it's a thriving, growing city. And we just, I probably will be coastal at some point in my life, but if I never
think we all will be.
well, you almost are already. But I would be perfectly happy living here and never moving coastal if that's the way life works out for me. There's so many things here. Great activities. The climate is pretty good. I mean, you and I were just talking about how I'm upset with snow. We've had snow 3 times since January 1, which is extremely unusual. That's extremely unusual. But the beauty of being in the South is typically if we get snow, it's gone in the afternoon or the next day. And if nothing else, by 2 or 3 days later. It's rare. I think my daughter was in either a freshman or sophomore in high school. So that's been like 4 years ago when we had snow that stuck around for a week because it was cold.
Yeah.
So,
and we know obviously a bunch of New Englanders relocate to the Carolinas, either, folks our age that are just looking for a change or as part of a retirement plan. And, and I know you and I have talked over the years just about our deals and our transactions of things that are happening. And you have I think a little bit more affordable than here, but you do have a wide breadth of kind of property types, whether you want a nice smaller single family that can be, I'd say use affordable, but it's all relative. But, you have condos, you have, acreage, you can have animals and farmland if you want. And I always find that fascinating about your area because it does have a little bit of everything, but yet you can be to the beach in a couple hours, you can be to the mountains. And that's, I think that's what a lot of people love about living in New England is that we have that flexibility too. And so I think that's why North Carolina specifically is relatable to a lot of people that are moving out of Massachusetts specifically.
Well, and you're right. You guys have a lot of wonderful things. Here's the difference. I have a farm. Okay. I live in the far reaches of the county below Charlotte. So there's Mecklenburg County, and there's Union County. I live on the far eastern edge of that, and I can be in Mecklenburg County in 30 minutes. Because
that's
our
amazing.
traffic is not, then we have pretty good roads. Now people here will complain about traffic. They don't know what they're talking about. They don't know what they're talking about. We don't have bad traffic here. We really don't.
I remember being in Charlotte back in 2019 and we were downtown and it's real quiet. And I thought, this is downtown. It's nothing like your kind of traditional metro area, but it was very refreshing because you could still walk around. There was still beautiful things and parks and things to do and things to look at, but yet it had this kind of hum of quietness that you don't get in an urban area, which was really appealing and to
Yeah.
some, and
You
different.
know, for people that, and I grew up on a farm, so I have very small tolerance for noise, like 24 hours a day. I don't do well. I've lived in big cities. I've visited very big cities in my life, and that's fine. But the older I get, the less tolerance I have for sirens. And, I think every Mustang in Charlotte's souped up and has a big muffler on it. And, that stuff drives me nuts, but it doesn't take you very long to get away from that noise here in the Charlotte metro region. It is, we still have a lot of land out here, and we're doing, there's quite a bit of development here, and my little town's starting to be developed, unfortunately, but it's progress.
Yeah,
And
you can't halt progress, right?
you can't. And but it's geographically, it's a wonderful, wonderful place. And if you can handle July and August, and we have good air conditioning here. Like,
Yeah.
I keep a blanket on my chair in my office, and not for the winter, for the summer.
Right.
So, if you can get through July and August, you get to the beach, go to the mountains, do what you got to do. September's beautiful, October's beautiful, November, like Thanksgiving is still fall here.
So nice. Yeah.
And then we usually don't get, our cold weather comes January and February, and by March, we're back into the spring.
I love it. So let's talk a little bit about real estate. Obviously,
it's so interesting here.
So yeah, so obviously you have a lot of folks coming from the Northeast that are relocating there. What are they typically looking for? Like, what are you generally selling to them?
Well, the first thing is they don't want to pay a lot of taxes. So that's what I'm getting. I don't want, well, look, I would say if in Mecklenburg County, if you bought a single family home, you have to work hard to find something with a tax bill of like above $4,000.
Okay.
Our taxes are relatively low. Our school systems are relatively good. I would not compare them to the school systems in Northern Virginia, but my daughter, graduated from high school last year, and was in an IB program and took Mandarin Chinese, and she got into all the schools she wanted to get into, and and nearly a perfect score on the ACT. So to me, that's relative.
Yeah. Yeah.
But schools are good. It's a safe place. I'm the kind of person, if you come to my house, my back door is unlocked, and it always has been here. So I do have dogs, so y'all,
Yeah.
come in. But it's relatively safe here, and it's quiet. I mean, this is a quiet city. It's not a noisy place here compared to other cities. And living here is extremely affordable. If you look at some of the charts about affordability in housing versus average incomes, Charlotte ranks in the top 5 always. I don't know what it is, and I think it just has to do with our taxes are low.
Mm-hmm.
We're not, because of our climate, we're kind of beginning into the subtropical climate here. Our electricity bills and our gas bills for our heat, I run my gas fireplace more than I run my gas heat at the house.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
yeah.
because it's just not that cold here. And I do run it in the summer now, run air conditioning, but that's where my big bill is. But, you're not spending 5 months out of the year heating your home.
Yeah.
And I think that just that overall, take the location of Charlotte plus, kind of our political situation here where we've always kept taxes low. We have big businesses here. Bank of America is here, based here. Wells Fargo is based here. NASCAR is based here. We've got more and more industries coming every day. I swear to goodness, there's like a brewery on every corner. But I think that's like that for everybody.
We love our breweries. Yeah, they're popping up everywhere. I love it. I love it.
So, and the other thing is, Charlotte, there's a Johnson and Wales here in Charlotte. People don't know that, but our food scene here is pretty flipping good.
Yeah, we
And
had some good, when I came to visit, I remember we had some good meals.
we had
Nice
some good
restaurants.
food. And,
Yeah.
I know Charleston's known for, and I mean, there are gorgeous restaurants in Charleston. We have really good restaurants here in Charlotte. So the food scene here is quite good. And, it's it's still affordable. I mean, you're not going to go somewhere. I mean, obviously, if you buy some expensive booze, that's different, but you're not going to go and spend $600, for two people on steaks. It's not going to do it here.
Right. So back to real estate. Let's talk a little bit about, I don't know if you have a couple things here. Let me actually make you host. I'll have you screen share.
Yeah.
And let's talk, let's look at a couple of properties of kind of, this is what you can get. This is what is in your county. Not sure what you have prepared to show, so you can show.
I have a few things. So Charlotte's very diverse because of, and look, we don't have the age of homes you guys have. We have a few. My last house was built in 1900, and that was a rare home. But the center of the city where, you call downtown, it's uptown for us because it was built on a hill.
Yeah.
And so we call it uptown Charlotte, but that's the oldest part of Charlotte. And the neighborhoods that kind of radiated out from there, we have some neighborhoods that are, they were built in the 30s and the 40s. And so those are the more expensive neighborhoods. So we're talking about Dilworth, Elizabeth, a little bit of Myers Park. So those are our old Charlotte, big tree canopies, big, huge
beautiful
oak trees. But that's kind of, those are the expensive neighborhoods. And when you get into those, if you're an executive at Bank of America and you work in uptown Charlotte at one of the big towers and you want to live fairly close, Elizabeth is probably going to be, or Dilworth are going to be for you. You're going to have a 10-15 minute commute probably at most. And you're going to spend somewhere between, if you're lucky, $850, $875, and a little bit, you're probably looking at like under 2 million.
Okay.
Can get
Yep.
kind of what you're looking for. You're not going to get a 7,500 square foot home for that. A lot of these homes are older and they've been renovated beautifully. But for the majority of our county, so I did look it up, the average sales price in January in Mecklenburg County, and that's just the county around Charlotte, was $442,000 for
That's
January.
amazing because our average price in my county here is, $750-ish. So, I always think, I think about folks selling here, they're selling their house for $500,000, $600,000, $700,000, paying off that mortgage, going somewhere else with really nice, lump of cash of proceeds where they can buy something outright with the remainder of what they have, or have a very small mortgage at the end of it. And I think, when folks leave here and they're, going to these warmer climates and certainly more affordable climates, that's really what they're looking to do.
Absolutely. And it, when it comes to quality of life, you're not sitting in traffic for a couple hours a day, or you're not on transit.
Yes.
And that's another thing. We are a car city. We do have some, and it's getting better, but the South is not known for its public transportation, just not. So
I think people watching this will be thrilled to know that they don't have to get on public transit because it barely.
It's a good thing. You don't want to. It'll take you forever to get where you're going. So you want to drive, but things like if you drive a Tesla or you drive an electric car, we have gobs of electric charging stations, and we have so the things that you would be looking for to make your life a bit more livable and easier, we have all of that. And awesome. And that's cool. So I'm going to show you a house. And I did not, what I did is I just pulled MLS sheets. So we've just got a front
We can just
picture.
Look at a couple, just for a couple of examples.
And so
I love show and tell here.
I do. I love it. I love it. Now I'm going to try to, give me a second because my computer I just got a new computer and it's decided that I need to, like give, maybe I didn't have some preferences
No worries.
handled here, but yeah, let me see if this did it.
Technical difficulties, but it's fine.
Well,
It's fine.
me and Apple. Okay, here we go. All right, so I'm gonna get rid of that because I already took care of that, and I'm gonna get rid of that. I'm sorry about my screen, y'all. So anyway, all right, so here's a house. I'm gonna make this big so you can see it. Here's a house that was, we have some smaller towns outside of Charlotte that are still in our county. Huntersville is to the north. Okay. So if you want to be at the lake, if you want a lakefront or close to the lake, you've got Huntersville is not lakefront, but you're going to be close. Cornelius, and then Mooresville. And Mooresville's kind of that Lake Norman area, maybe a little bit of Davidson. Beautiful area. The pricing is a little bit less than down south here in South Mecklenburg County. But this is a house that sold in, it closed in January. It went on the market in November. I think it came back on. By the way, our average day on market in Mecklenburg County is 4.
Yeah, that's about us up
and
here
that's a
too.
stretch. I mean,
this house is adorable. I mean, it's a 3-bed, 2-bath for $355. It's
1360 square feet. It's on 0.36 of an acre. So you got a little bit more than a third of an acre. This is in a neighborhood. And I can tell you that the property taxes on this house are about $2,300 a month.
That's amazing. So and that's a 1989 construction, which, as far as we're concerned, that's brand new.
Yeah, I know, right? So then let's go to another one. And I don't know why we've got this, but anyway, this is a house that was sold, and it's down in 28273. So it's a little bit of a different location, but it is a very, very popular location in Charlotte. And this house was built in 98, right under 2,000 square feet. And it was listed for $330. It sold for $360 in 4 days.
Great.
And it's a nice 2.5. Yeah.
That's awesome. That is
such a garage.
Beautiful. That is, you couldn't touch that up here at all.
And you can see like this house. Okay, never mind. This house, see these trees around it. This is very, very common to see this kind of tree canopy around a house of that age. So newer homes are different. This one over here is 28269. That's the largest zip code in Charlotte. It's just above Uptown Charlotte.
Okay.
So it's going to be close to Charlotte. 2,056 square feet, built in 97. It's a 2.5 with a 2-car garage, and it sold for $360.
I love the look of that one. It's very stately. Those up here, those homes, like we have homes like that kind of out in our suburbs, maybe like a brand new, 5-house development. But I don't know. I always love the look of that style. It's just so pretty to me. So pretty.
Yeah, just a very traditional home.
So little brick,
it's got a 2-story a family room in the back. So it's, it's gonna make the house feel a lot bigger. Now because I'm a child of the 70s, I'm digging this house, but this is one of those homes that is closer and it's in South Charlotte. So it's closer to Uptown Charlotte, and kind of the money shot right now with home prices and how expensive it is sort of take Uptown Charlotte and just do this around it from the south. So you want like anything kind of directly south of Uptown Charlotte is more expensive. This house was built in 58. Totally loving this style of home. It's got a carport. It's like 1,230 square feet. But if you're digging these kind of houses right now, you're able to find them, and it's $362. I mean, this is a pretty cool house, and the location.
So you're getting to be closer to down, closer to Uptown.
These schools are spectacular.
Awesome.
So and then this is another one that's a little older, a 63, but you're seeing this style home right now getting a lot of attention.
Okay.
These have not traditionally been very popular you don't see many split level, split foyer homes in this part of the world, but this style has been sort of put on the back burner. And now we're seeing a lot of these homes renovated and renovated beautifully. So this is a 1,800 square foot house. It's a 3-3 and it sold for 425 in
Again,
2
like
days.
amazing value, amazing value.
Yeah, and it's on almost a half an acre in Windsor
Wow.
Park. So yeah, great location. You actually are close to the light rail. So if you're one of those people that really just loves to commute on a train to work, you can do that. And and eventually our rail system will go all the way around Charlotte.
Yeah.
But I'll probably be dead or close to it. And so, but yeah, so this is what we're seeing a lot. And then just to give you an idea of what we're looking at for a newer home, this house was built in 2020.
Okay.
It's about 1,800, a little bit under 1,800 square feet. It's a transitional home, so a lot of open space. So you're going to have living room and kitchen not delineated. That it's just going to be, all together. This is a neighborhood that's not technically a 55 plus, but because of the 1.5 story floor plans, you're getting a lot of that. And this is two bedrooms, and I think this is just a 1-level home here that looks like a 1.5. But this is a 1,800 square foot house and sold for 442 new.
That's amazing. Brand new. Brand
new. Quartz counters, stainless appliances.
I don't know about you, Ann, but like those 55 plus communities are starting to look pretty good.
Honey, I'll be 50 on March 15th. I'm getting there.
So I'm with you this year too, honey, later in the year. So
we're going to Alaska for my birthday. So,
I love it.
But anyway, yeah, that's kind of what we've got going on here. And then, if you want a farmette, you can still buy one under 500,000. If you've got horses, we've got an area in Union County that's very much into horse boarding, and anything you wanted to do there, you could do. If you're into boating and you want to be close to a lake, we can do that.
Awesome.
And the versatility of living. And then we have some older towns that have stunning downtown areas and, very walkable. So it just depends on like where you're going to be working, what kind of lifestyle you want to have. I've got some folks coming down from PA on this weekend that he's working in Fort Mill, South Carolina, and he said, I want a half an acre or more. I do not want to live on a small lot anymore. And, more than likely he's going to need a riding lawnmower, because I think we're going to find something of an acre. So,
awesome.
You get to choose a little bit more here than where you're at, because, our average price point's about half of yours.
Yeah.
My Boston folks that come down, I've got a lady, her and her husband, who never thought they could ever buy a home in Charlotte or anywhere. They lived, they lived in Boston their whole lives, never rented a horrendous place. They came down here. I got them hooked up with a lender. They bought a $330,000 home that they never thought they could afford.
That's amazing.
And they absolutely love this home. And the way that they live has changed 360 degrees. They just do. They love their life now. And she said, I've never had that kind of weight lifted off of me.
I love it.
That's what I'm here for, is to, help people with their life transitions. And I work really hard for this not to be super stressful.
Yes. Well, I think that is a lovely place to end, because we are just about out of time.
Well, but I got a couple things to tell you, because you asked me for 3 things. You asked me for 3 things that, and I might have a 4th that people don't know about Charlotte.
All right, fire away.
Okay. So number 1, Charlotte is home to the top ranked children's museum in the country. Discovery Place.
I did not know that.
A lot of people don't know that. that the 49ers are not just in San Francisco. Our University of North Carolina at Charlotte's team is the 49ers. And the reason being is before the gold rush that happened in California in 1848, North Carolina was the #1 producer of gold in this country. And we led the nation in gold production until
Maybe
the
we'll
gold
still
rush.
find some.
I'd love it if it was in my
Right?
backyard, but I don't think so. I don't have that kind of luck. And then Charlotte is home to over 75% of the NASCAR teams here in this area. So if you follow NASCAR at all, and yeah, Dale Jr. lives up the road, but yeah, over 75% of the teams are built here. And then I have 2 little fun food facts. Number
Okay,
1,
go for it.
because I'm from Eastern North Carolina, real barbecue sauce is vinegar based, and grits look bad, but they taste real good.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I think I told you when I came to visit, we popped into the lobby of the NASCAR museum. My dad, we used to race, so I have a little piece of NASCAR in my heart always. It's not something I live and die by, but I can appreciate watching a good race. So it's always something that's, been a little interesting. And that museum was very cool to go
That's
in
a cool
and check out.
museum.
Yeah. Well, Anne, thank you so much for spending some time with me today. And of course, anybody watching this, any of my friends and family, if you want to take a trip to Charlotte, let me know. I'll hook you up with Anne. She'll
I'm
take
the
you
best
around.
tour guide ever.
Yes, you definitely are. You definitely are. And thank you so much, my friend. I love you to death. And
I love you too.
Yes. And for everybody watching, thank you so much. And until next time, I hope you love the way you live.